Hello and welcome, my name's Teresa and you have arrived at my cosy knitting corner where you will find hopefully things of interest in my knitting, crochet, spinning and weaving. Yeah, do forgive me if you get reflection on my glasses. I am trying, I've moved my camera around so many times so it doesn't reflect, but anyway, as you can see from the title of this vlog, it's called Doodle Knit Blanket, my Doodle Knit Blanket. And I was doing some scrolling by and around as you do, and I came across Martin Storey's winter story blanket, and I fell in love with the idea. But I'm not sure if the pack's still available, but I did order, strange it may seem, because I wanted to do a cowl, and I did one a few years back. And as again, when we moved, I had my pile of books that I didn't want anymore for knitting and crochet and whatnot, which I put in the charity pile. And then I had my other pile, and for some reason, as I've said before, they got mixed up and I've lost them anyway. So went on Amazon and came across this book, the Doodle Knit Directory, which is really full of loveliness. I'd love to go through all of it, but it's done in sections: autumn, winter, spring and summer, and you can cross match whatever you want to knit from each page. I'll show you a selection of what you can expect. That's the autumn. Winter. It really, it's a delight, and it's so exciting. Where have we got? Let's have a look. That was autumn, winter, and you got summer. So you got crab, octopus, turtle, fish, everything that your heart could desire to knit in your Doodle Knit blanket. So anyway, I decided to do the, if I can find it, which is usually the way, the autumn. So you've got quite a choice there. The owls, the foxes, the sheep, pumpkins, and loads of different bits. What else you got? Apples, maple leaves, everything else. So I did a bit of sorry, turn my back on you, really rude. I did a bit of searching around and looking on Ravelry at what yarns people had used, and lots of people had used rowing, and I thought, oh, that's going to be a little bit expensive. So then I realised people had used Serda Loveful. I was going to knit it in the round and do steeking, but then apparently you can use this, but it doesn't hold up so well, so I'm knitting it flat. And the colours I chose are, if I can find each one that pertains to the ball of wool, that is Pool, which is actually, it's not like all these things on camera, it's like a deep denim blue. That's that one. That one, that's that one. Right, let's bring these all over. I've been having fun. This is my new craft room and my new desk, and look, I have to show you, I've got my weaving loom there, and then I've got my other, whoa, my Kromsky table loom, which I am hopefully going to get some Axminster rug wool and start this new thing called, which I've done before years ago, and it's called Croc Brag, Krokbradg. But anyway, I've got a book coming on that, because I did it once again. I did it years ago. I forgot how to do it, but you know, I'm sure it'll all come back, and then I will hopefully be showing you that in the future. Anyway, where was I? Yeah, I've done the pool colour. Now, over there, on that, should have been more more prepared. Never mind, we'll get there. Oh no, that was pool. Right, that's berry. Very delicious. Like that colour. Actually, yeah. It's funny, isn't it? Because with my white hair, well, I'm wearing navy anyway. So, yeah. I was reading the other day about white hair, because I do struggle with colours from the hair, you know, in clothes wise. And they say you shouldn't wear fawn. Is that funny? But I do like fawn. Never mind. Anyway, so where were we? We've done those two. That's berry. This one, next one is fern, which is the green. Then we have bracken. I wonder what you'd call bracken. Wait a minute. I imagine that one's oak. That one, I think what that one's called. Is that birch? I can't remember. And then, see, I'll take all the labels off, silly me. Yeah, anyway, I used, for reference, oak, maple, bracken, berry, pool. I think that was it. Oh, and that one. Fern. So they are nice colours actually, and I was really very happily surprised and pleased when they came, because they all were as I'd seen on the website. Yeah, it's really strange because there were some comments that they can feel quite harsh. That colour's not harsh. I find that colour, the birch, yeah, it is called birch, and that's got lovely little bits of, oh, where's the camera, little bits of flecks of blue and pink and yellow. Yeah, that one was a bit more harsh. That colour's soft. Yeah, so we'll see how they knit up. Anyway, I've been busy doing it, and I am absolutely loving it. Mind you, as I said, I'm not doing it around and going backwards and forwards and doing 2 colour stranded work in your purl. Yeah, it's hard on your hands, but anyway. So I'll show you, let me get these out the way. Oopsie. And I'll show you where I'm up to. Looky. Look. Oh, I love it. My tension is a little bit hit and miss at times, I must admit. But I started off with raindrops, and then I think once I've blocked it and everything else, it'll be fine. Yeah, so as I say, I started off with raindrops, and then there was the autumn trees, coffee cups, the houses. I didn't do the roof as high because I found it, I thought in comparison to everything else it would have been another inch or so, and I think in the design feature it would have overloaded it. And then what I did was I got some white wool and just did little crosses to show the window. Don't look at that. So I was doing it, watching the TV, and yeah, I shouldn't show you my mistake, should I? Yeah. Anyway, that's fine. That's fine. Let's look at that. I love the teacups or the coffee cups. I really enjoyed doing that. That was lovely. And then I am just starting on next, and it's lovely because you sort of go through, and I'm even asking my hubby, I go, what should I do next? And he goes, oh, that look nice. What colour should I do next? Because I'm quite lucky because he does like getting involved. So what I'm doing next is the little sheep. And they're cute. I was going to do the big ones, but then I thought next to the house that would be too much, so I'm doing the little sheep, and then the owl will go on. Yeah, and I go through, and then you can do, I mean, they give a good example at the end of a doodle scarf, which is lovely. I love how they've designed that and done that with all the different colours and kept the background. So yeah, that's what I have been up to. Apart from that, let me think, what have I got to show you? No, I've just been sort of ensconced in that. Oh yeah, on the next bit of the vlog you'll see all about my bit of weaving, which I think you'll find interesting. I hope you do. Yeah, I'll try to show you bits of that as I sort of move along, because I'm making some tea towels. They're not very wide. I think they're about 12 inches wide, so they'll be about 12 by, I don't know, 15 inches. What's that? See, I'm still working old money. I'm old school. I expect I'll do them about 18 inches, something like that. So I should get about 4 out of those, and then I'm going to change the design on the next one. And then I went on to, now what is she called? Lovely lady. Hang on, I've got this. Keep showing my back on you, so sorry. Diane, her name is, of Yew Tree Yarn Craft, and I came across her YouTube channel, and it's really nice. And then I thought, oh, she's got an Etsy shop, and I fancy treating myself to a new project bag. Do you have a look? Isn't that a darling? I absolutely love it. It's called British Birds. It is so well made. She's double-lined it. I mean, it's really thick. Put thick webbing in there, and it's sort of like a woven fabric, a box bottom. And then in here I was in good old, where was I? Home Sense, and because they have little bits and pieces, and I thought I want something else to put. I'm collecting for my craft room, and I wanted something else to sort of add to it and things like that. And I came across this Royal RHS. Now I don't do much embroidery, but this, I thought this would be something I can just sit and embroider when I feel like it. So I came across that. I think it was only about £3.99 or something, which I thought was a bargain. So I've just started on that. So not that interesting, but it's all adds to the fun of it. And then I came across, oh, this is whimsical. It's for your shopping list. And I thought to myself, well, I have a knitting shopping list. And I thought the front of it and the picture of it was absolutely charming. So I picked that up. Oh yeah, she did very kindly, which I feel like when you buy something from independent little places like Etsy, I love it because you're supporting them, and they're working hard, and like the indie dyers and everything, and people sort of think, oh, it's very expensive and everything. And I equate things, funny enough, to if you're out having a cup of coffee and a, oh, I don't know, muffin cake, and you'll spend, the two of us will spend £16, which is quite a bit really. And then I sort of think, well, yeah, well, you know where I'm going with, I don't need to say it anyway. So anyway, bless her, she put this lovely little mini sample skein in, and it really is lovely merino. So I might, when I've finished, got a lot of things to do. It gets quite exciting, doesn't it? Sort of like the bits and pieces. But I don't like having too many on the go because that frazzles my brain. So, right, that's that. I'm going to dinner this afternoon. This is Monday, bank holiday, so we're going to dinner. Got turkey dinner at the daughter's, so looking forward to that. Yes, I shall be taking that bit of sewing, might have you a bit of neaving. Okay, hen. Right, okay. So, thought it's funny. I haven't done very much more. That's my Oslo hat. So, got to get on with this. I'll just move you down a little bit. That's it. So, anyway, thought I'd have a little chat and see what your thoughts are on things. I was looking at YouTubers in the YouTuberverse, and I came across, don't ask me who she was or where to find it, but she was a younger generation knitter, and I think she put something like, I think lots of the younger generation, they started knitting during lockdown, because before then, you know, it was known as granny, wasn't it, really? You know, or granny's knit, like the Weetabix advert. Do you remember that? I mean, anyway, and so she says she's been knitting for about 5 years, 6 years, and in the last year, and this, I found this really, really interesting, she slowed down, and she said that when she first started it, and she was in her sort of, for want of a better word, her peer group, that she found it very, very competitive. And to her it seemed, oh, look what I knitted this year, you know, oh, look what I've knitted now. And she said it seemed to her the pressure got too much to produce work, basically, as she put it, for content. And it developed for her into a touch of anxiety. And, oh, I dropped my ball, hang on. Yeah. So she had to give it up for a little while because she just couldn't deal with it. And she was making, you know, a community of her like-minded peers, and the competition was overwhelming. The competition to have a big stash was overwhelming. Lots of it she has sort of delegated to charity shops because she realised that she'd collected so much over sort of 4 or 5 years that she'd need a lifetime to knit it. And it's funny, it got me thinking, I mean, my darling nanny taught me to knit when I was 13. And funny enough, my nanny passed away when I was 5 months pregnant with my first daughter. And she was in the throes of knitting back in those days, a matinee jacket. And it only got half done. And my mum gave it to me and said, oh, do you want to finish the matinee jacket that your nanny was making for what was then going to be her great-granddaughter? And you know what, I never finished it. It sat in the drawer for years and I just could not bring myself to finish it. So I parcelled it up with the pattern and the wool and the needles and gifted it to a charity shop. I mean, my daughter's, how is she old now? Oh, the oldest one, 48. So there you go, it tells you how long ago it was. But anyway, I've gone off track. So going back to the knitting thoughts, and I'd love to know your thoughts on your knitting and your journey, because for me, it's, even though I've enjoyed finishing a project, and even though, you know, you have a project and you might get a bit fed up, and I just know with the, oh, it's down there, with my doodle knit blanket, I'm not going to get fed up with it, but I have had knits that I have got fed up with. But have you been the culprit of what they call startinitis or whippinitis or something, where you get fed up with something and then you start another project up? Because I've only ever really had, I don't know, 5 on the go in the knitting, and maybe like I've got that 1, 2, I'm going to start a pair of socks, 3, I'm doing my weaving 4. When I get my book on the rug weaving, I'll start that up, 5. Yes, so oh, and then I might have a go at making a project bag, and I'm going to, on my way over to my daughter, I'm going to stop off at Hobbycraft, because I showed my daughter and she went, Mum, you used to do a lot of sewing, and I did back in the day. I did, oh my goodness, I used to make, do you remember the Austrian festooned blinds? I used to make those. I used to do swags and tails. I used to make my own curtains, and I used to have, oh my god, what was it, 1, 3, 6, 12, 20 metres of material on the go, generally Laura Ashley, for the home. Yeah, I used to do the whole lot, and I thought, well, I've never been very good at this, but I am going to have a go, and a little bit of patience is called for on that, because I'm the one that likes to sew in straight lines. Anyway, going back to the knitting, so yeah, I think she got it. I really do, and I listened to her, and she did seem quite upset as to where the competition and the need, got to do this, got to do that. Oh, what's so and so doing? What's on her blog? Oh, she's doing this. She, you know, she was very open, and now she's just knitting for herself and her enjoyment and her slower side and her mindfulness. And I think for me, that's what knitting has mostly been about over the years. Oh yeah, there was one book. Oh no, I'll show you next time. It's downstairs. I got the Gansey knitting book. Whoa, that is a little bit entailed. So I've got to have a really good look at that. And I think looking at the yarn they tell you to use, that I think that's quite expensive to do. So I'm going to do some research on that. Anyway, right, that's all. That's all for now. Right, I'll say bye-bye nicely and properly. So anyway, thank you for stopping by. Hope I haven't gabbled on too much, but then you can always shush through, you know, or if you find it interesting. As I said, have a listen and give me your thoughts and your comments. Love comments. It would be lovely if you could find a few seconds or so to put a comment, because I will always reply, and it'd be nice to get a little community going, because I'm so chuffed. I cannot tell you that I have got some subscribers. I've gained, I think it's 20 more. So if you know of anybody that likes, if you like the look of my vlog, I hope you return. And if you know of anybody that you think will like the look of it, please do pass on and say, oh, go and have a look at this lady, quite like her. Yeah, and as everybody tells me to say, please like, comment and subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you next time. I hope you haven't eaten too many Easter eggs. I didn't have any. I didn't want any. I like my, what is it, my green and blacks 80% chocolate, which has got the tasting notes in it, which, yeah, I just tend to have a slab of that each night with my cup of tea. Right, anyway, I am going now. Enjoy the rest of the day, and I will see you all whenever.